All right. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? So I'm going to talk real quick, just about building. You guys are hearing, you're seeing some of our stories. Me, the Legacy Life Group, and a bunch of you guys are coming up to me asking me questions like, what are we doing? How are we doing it? And I'm just going to break it down for you guys. Like, we talked about it a little bit earlier with Mike about like our previous business and just how it all worked. And I'm just going to tell you guys what we're doing here, and you can do it or you cannot do it. But this business, like what we have our hands on here, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's out of control how good this is. So some of you guys are doing stuff on, for bringing people into the business. I feel like a lot of times like we're overcomplicating things. Okay, like at the end of the day, just curious, like how many of you guys in here, and don't raise your hand if this isn't true, but how many of us were making more money here in this business than we've made in any other career, any other business, any other anything? Like you're making more money. Okay. So you're doing good. You like it, right? So if you're making more money than you've ever made in any other business, here's what you do. You tell your friends. You just tell your friends, right? Like you go make money, and then you tell your friends about it. Like I've sat down with multiple people, and I've asked this question to multiple people at the past couple events that we've been to here. And I'm like, hey, so how much did you make last month? And they'll tell me $12,000, $15,000, $22,000. And they're like, well, but I can write the insurance, but how do you recruit? Like, okay, so you made $22,000 last month or whatever the number is. Like you're making more money here than you've made anywhere else. Call your friend, whoever, and just, hey, I got to talk to you about this. I'm making more money than I've ever made anywhere else. This business is crazy. This business is crazy. Just tell your friend. If you're making really good money, like some of you guys are making some really big checks, and you're like, well, how do I build a team? Show those checks to your friends. Be like, look what got deposited into my account. This is crazy. I'm a regular person. You know I'm a regular person, right? Like just tell them about it. And your friends will be like, well, how are you doing that? And you're like, selling insurance. And they're not going to be like, ooh, insurance. You know what I mean? But they're going to be like, damn, that's some money, right? So tell your friends. You need to tell your friends. Like we don't mess with anything. Like we're just telling our friends about this. In fact, the more money we make, the easier it is to tell our friends and to tell more friends, right? And but some of them, if they don't join now, a lot of them are going to end up joining later, right? Because as you make more money, things get better. They see more success. Like they're watching. Are you giving them something to watch? Are you just, I'm just out there selling insurance. I'm making a little bit of money. Are you going for it so you can get the big check so you can show your friends so you can build an agency, right? And not that you have to build an agency. You don't have to, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm 6 months into this, 7 months now, and I'm like, I can't sell an insurance like this. You know what I mean? I'm working my butt off selling the insurance. I'm selling recruiting and building. But at some point, it's like you want to build a team. You want to build a group. You want to be able to help other people win as well. And here's what I love about what we have here is when you bring somebody on board, you can 100%, two things. You can 100% look them in the eyes and you can tell them that they can win here. Like that's the truth. Like in our other experience in business, you'd sit down with some people and you might tell them the words, you can win here, but you didn't really fully believe it and know it. Like, and if in the back of your head, you're like, I don't know if anyone can win here, if everybody can win here, like you need to go walk around the room and ask people to show you their ARC mission, okay? And see like legit, like how many of you guys really do believe like anybody can do this business? Like anybody can win here. If you don't believe that, you need to get around a little bit, for sure. because anybody can win here. So that's number one. Like, you could look somebody in the eyes 100% and like, they can win here. You're not blowing smoke. They can make money here. They can win here. All right. And then number two is when you bring somebody on board, you can bring them on for their sake, not for your sake. That's what I like about this. In my previous business, a lot of times when I was going to talk to somebody, I was going to benefit more from them getting in, almost certainly, than they were. Okay? We still did it. It was still good for lots of people. We helped lots of people win, make money. In this business, you can bring people on, you can recruit people for their benefit. For their benefit. Because you can make big money all by yourself. You don't need them. You don't need them. You don't need anybody. And so people are like, well, what are you guys doing? We're talking to people. We're talking to people. That's what we're doing. Well, how are you talking to them? We're talking to them on the phone. And, my wife and I, Danielle's not here. She's home. We have a 4-year-old. We have a 9-month-old. And if I traded places with her and I'm working my butt off here, I would die if I was at home. So love you, babe. Love you lots. And so lots of times what we do in this business is we let our 4-year-old raise our 9-month-old. Or, let me ask you guys, like, would you let your would you let your 4-year-old, try and go teach and train and raise your 9-month-old? No. The 9-month-old ain't going to be around very long, right? And in this, and in anything like this, like building, you can't depend on your team to build your team. Some of you are just like going to the people that you've already got. You go get somebody in and you're like, hey, put more in, go wide. Why don't you sit down with them and hey, who do you know that's sharp? Like, who are the sharpest people that you know? You get a list of their top 10 sharpest people and sit there and call those people with them together, you on the phone. Don't let your 4-year-old try and, try and bring in your brand new person. You don't depend on your team to build your team. Get in there, get on the phone with the people who are the sharpest people that you know, and they'll give you some sharp people, the real estate people, the mortgage people, whatever it is. They'll give you their sharp friends and hop on the phone with them. Just say, I'm sitting here with Jake. Jake just started a new business. I asked him who the sharpest people that he knows are, and he said you. Is that true? No one's going to be like, nah, he lied to you. They'll be like, yeah, I am one of the sharpest people he knows. Like, cool, man. Well, listen, we just teamed up on something, and he wanted me to hop on the phone and tell you about it. So, start that conversation. You as the person, help your team build your team. Don't leave it up to your brand new person to go do everything. You want to go build. We used to call it building through. Okay, like, if I bring Jake on board, of course I'm excited about Jake. Like, we're going to go team up. I'm looking at him like, dude, we're going to go kick some serious butt together. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I know the numbers, and Jake's probably going to quit on me. So it's my job to find somebody as good or better than him through his network to replace him for when he quits. And not that I'm not believing in him, but I'm not leaving it up to him to build my business. I'm not leaving it up to him to go build his business, because his business is my business. Y'all with me on that? So just make a phone call. Who are the sharpest people that you know? Who are the people that you know that are looking for something different? Who hates their job? Who hates their boss? Who hates their car? Who hates their house? Who hates their wife, their life, whatever. Call those people. Get on the phone with them and just have a phone conversation. Like, this business is so good for most of you in here. You could just share your story of how this, be real. Tell them the real numbers. You could just share your story, how this has been for you. A bunch of hands went up when I asked who's made more money here. Just share your story. And if the person on the other end of the line, if they're interested, talk to them, get them more details, get them more information. If they're not, you don't need them anyways. Who cares? So my time's up here, guys. But I want you guys to know, we are fired up. Let's go kick some ass.